got any more food in your bag?
Jay, just get me a taxi, please.
Greetings to another video. Today's video is going to be 6 mistakes that all beginner cyclists make and how to avoid them. So pretty much every single one of these things I have done, and so I thought I would share my 5 years of cycling knowledge with you so that you can not do any of these things. So the first one is not fueling properly on a ride. I have done this on so many rides that it's just brutal. If you have not fueled properly on a ride, you know how bad this is. Basically in cycling the term is called bonking. Basically you just run out of fuel and you, for me anyway, I ended up just crying sat at the side of the road. I've done that a few times.
You got any more food in your bag?
Jay, just get me a taxi, please.
It's a pretty horrible feeling. So what I would say to prevent this is, if you're gonna go out on a long ride or anything over an hour, I would say would be take food with you. I'm gonna say fuel, take food, take stuff with you. So that would be bars, dates, dried fruit, anything really. You can get like carbohydrate powder that you put in your water bottles. Just make sure that you've got enough with you. And I would always recommend taking extra than what you need, because if it's extra windy or you take a wrong turn and you're out longer than you think, there's nothing worse than running out of food. So take more than you think you're gonna need on that ride. The second one, and I see this is not one that I personally did, but I see a lot of people doing this when they first start cycling, is worrying about speed. So they'll record their ride, they'll get back and they'll be, oh, you know, I wasn't fast enough, or just worrying about it. And for one, don't worry about speed. If you're new to cycling, just get used to riding, enjoying where you're going. And two, speed really is not that good of an indicator unless you are on a flat road with no wind. Then it's kind of variable and you can kind of compare with other people. But there's so many other factors that affect the speed of a ride, so I just wouldn't worry about it. The third one, I have stopped so many people to try and help them with this, is the incorrect saddle height. Right, so basically if you have your saddle height either way too high or way too low, you're just gonna suffer unnecessarily. It's gonna hurt you to physically ride, and it's gonna make the ride just harder to do because you're not using the right muscles. So what I would suggest is, when you get on the bike, make sure that when your foot is on the pedal at the bottom of the stroke, there's a slight bend in your knee. You don't want it straight, you just want a very slight gentle bend, and that is roughly what your saddle height optimum is gonna be. I see so many people with their saddles so low and their knees are splayed out, and it just looks painful for me to watch. So saddle height is definitely a mistake that most people make. The fourth one is, and this really, really bothers me, not taking spares and not knowing how to change a flat. So I don't think I've actually done this before, have I? I don't know. But I know people that go out and either don't take spares or don't know how to change a flat, and it's like, please learn how to do it. There are so many, I've got so many videos on my channel about this. Go and have a look. It's really, really easy. It's simple to change a tyre, and just take tools with you, but most importantly, know how to use them. Loads of tutorials. I will be sharing some more very soon with you, so you can have a look on my channel. But yeah, just make sure that you take spares and you know how to use them. And by spares, I mean inner tubes, and also like tyre levers to get your tyres off if you can't get them off with your hands, and a mini pump to be able to pump that tyre up if you do get a flat. Number 5 is wearing underwear under bib shorts. I think this is the biggest mistake, that when cyclists or people come to cycling, I guess like you just think, oh well, I wear pants under every other item of clothing that I wear, I must wear them under cycling shorts. No. You need to whip those pants off and just put your regular bib shorts on, because the chamois that is kind of made and created in bib shorts is to be worn directly against the skin, not to kind of touch your underwear, because you're going to get a lot of chafing and it's going to be uncomfortable. I do have one friend of all the cyclists that I know who still does it, and he's been cycling years and he gets on with it. But don't listen to him, listen to me, because the 99.9% of people do not wear underpants with their bib shorts. So you don't want the chafing. I'm going to save you some chafing and save you some pain. So just take those pants off and just put your bib shorts on. And finally, number 6 is making sure you are in the right gear. So I'm going to be honest, when I first started, I didn't really understand gearing. I didn't understand like which cog at the front, which cog at the back, which is going to be the easiest, which is like the hardest, when I should be using each for on a flat or on a climb or descent. I didn't know. There is going to be a video about that coming up, so if you don't know, keep an eye on my channel. But yeah, it's just making sure that you know which side of your shifters shift your gears in which way, because there is nothing worse, and this is something that everyone has done. You get to a climb, you shift one way, you think it's going to make it easier, and actually it makes it tougher, and then you have to stop and get off and change the gear around, then set off again. So just get used to where your gears are and get used to knowing which way the lever presses to either make it easier or harder. It's very simple, but I think it's definitely something that's overlooked, so just get practicing. So that is pretty much it. If you are new to cycling, I have created an ebook which is called Cycling Made Simple, which has basically got absolutely every single thing in there, piece of information that you would ever need to know if you were new to cycling. It is the book that I wish I had when I'd started cycling. I'll leave a link to that in the description. And I'm also going to be doing a video series, 10 videos, that's going to cover most of the topics. Basically relates to each of the chapters in my ebook, and so there's going to be a video every single day from Monday, 10 days of just trying to help, encourage you, give you some tips, give you some knowledge, and make hopefully it much easier for you if you are a beginner. So yeah, if you've got any questions or you want any topics covered, leave them in the comments and I will see you next video.
I can't, this is the worst I've ever felt.